Okay, so niche research. I really don't like long intros, so I'm going to get straight to the point. Most of you guys are not doing the niche research correctly, but it's okay because I'm going to show you exactly how you're supposed to do it. So here's my promise to you. If you watch this video from start to finish without skipping anything, you will know exactly how to do the correct niche research. You're going to be super confident that you found the correct niche. So here's the thing. I have a 2-step formula for finding niches. But before I can reveal that formula to you, you need to understand why it's so important to find the correct niche. Now here's the thing. Let's say me and you are building a house. This is my house, and this one here is your house. I know my drawing skills are amazing. Thank you for the support. So my house and your house, we both spend the same amount of money building the house. Okay, I've spent 100K and you spent 100K, and we're building the exact same house. Exactly the same. But here's where it's different. The foundation that we built the house on is completely different. I built my house on cement or something solid. I don't know how houses are built. I don't know what the foundation for a house is, but I'm guessing it's something solid. Let's just say cement. I built it on cement. But you built your house on quicksand. Well, if you built your house on quicksand, how long is it going to take until your house just completely collapses? Now, I'm not sure if that's how the physics of quicksand work. I don't know if you can build a house on quicksand or if the house will even sink. But let's just say hypothetically that the house is slowly sinking because you built it on quicksand. Well, here's the thing. The house is actually your book and your roof is actually your ads. This applies both for my house and your house. And the foundation is the niche. So if I build my book and then run ads to that book on a book that's being built on a very strong foundation, a very strong niche, you're making a book for the correct niche, then not only is the house more sturdy, not only is the book going to be easier to make and it's going to be a more solid book, your ads are going to work properly. You're going to be profitable with your ads. But no matter how good your book is and how correct your ads are, if your niche is terrible, then the whole thing collapses. And you can try your hardest to get that house out of the quicksand, but as soon as it's gone, it's gone. Now, here's the thing. There's quite a few steps when doing your niche research. Let's just say there's 6 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm writing with the mouse, so I can't really write properly. But let's say there's 6 steps. What most people like to do when they're doing their niche research is do step 1 and then maybe do step 5, but then skip 2, 3, 4, and 6. Well, if you skip most of the steps, then how do you expect to get good results? If you really want to find the correct niche, you need to do all 6 of these steps. Now, what are these steps? I'm going to show you right now. So those 6 steps are divided into my 2-step formula. I'm going to show you that formula right now. So here's the thing. First, you need to do your research. You need to see what's out there. What books can you make? What niches can you make books in? And to do this, first you need to figure out your niche. I know this sounds obvious, but it's going to get more interesting in a bit. What do I mean by niche? Your niche is basically just the subject of your book. In order to figure out what book to make, you can think of a niche yourself. You can maybe think of something that you're interested in. It can be skating, it can be drawing, it can be art, Photoshop, computers, it can be photography, it can literally be anything. So how do you find the niche? So now we're trying to find the broad niche first. So how do we find that? Well, if we go on Google and we type in Amazon book bestseller, we can click on the first link and then you can see here you have all these categories. Let's just say we're on crafts, hobbies, and home. Then look at all these niches. You have a paint by sticker niche. You have a adult coloring book niche. You have pumpkin carving, that's a niche. So coloring book is a niche. You have medicinal herbs. Let's go on to a deeper one. Let's go pets and animal care. So pets is a niche. So one way is just by scrolling through these and seeing what books are inside which categories. And that's going to give you a bunch of recommendations for niches. You can find all kinds of subjects. Here you can see, you can go in the health, fitness, and dieting niche. You can go in the history niche. You can make parenting or relationship books. Whatever you want to make is all up to you. If you go on Amazon and look at what Amazon is offering, you will find a bunch of niches. Write all of them down because you're going to need them for step 2. So we figured out our niche. Let's just say I'm going to publish a how to draw book. I'm going to teach people exactly how to draw something. Now that something that I'm going to teach them how to draw is the sub niche, which is actually what we're looking for. We're not looking for a broad niche. We're looking for a sub niche. Now what's a sub niche? All a sub niche is whatever this niche is, but more specific. So in order to find a sub niche, I'm going to ask myself, what am I going to teach people how to draw? Am I going to teach them how to draw animals? I'm going to teach them how to draw flowers, cars, landscapes, people. I'm going to teach them how to shade. So just to show you what I'm on about, if I type in how to draw, so how to draw is the broad niche, but the sub niche is what specifically are you teaching them how to draw? So even if I don't search for it, you can see here the sub niches come up already in the autocomplete. So how to draw anime, that's a sub niche. How to draw manga, same sub niche. How to draw animals, different sub niche. How to draw cute stuff, different sub niche. How to draw people, different sub-niche. See, they're going very specifically on what to draw. So if you're publishing a cookbook, you have to get more specific. What kind of cookbook? Are you teaching them Indian food? Are you teaching them Greek food? Are you teaching them Chinese food? Same with coloring books. If you're going to publish a coloring book, that's a broad niche. But then what kind of coloring book are you publishing? Are you publishing a unicorn coloring book, a princess coloring book, a car coloring book, a landscape coloring book? You need to identify exactly what you're publishing. You need to be super specific. So we figured out that we want to publish a how to draw book, and then we figured out our sub niche is people. We're going to teach people how to draw people. Perfect. And there's one more thing you need to ask yourself to really find that sub niche, and that's, who is this book for? What do I mean by who is this book for? Well, is it for adults? Is it for kids? Is it for toddlers? Because teaching a 6-year-old how to draw a person is completely different than teaching a 25-year-old how to draw a person, or teaching a 50-year-old how to draw a person. All three of those are completely different books. So if we go here, we can see how to draw people step by step. This seems more advanced. So this seems like it's for adults. But this one here is a lot more simple. This seems like it's for kids. So does this one. But this one seems like it's for adults. So if I just target how to draw people, then I'm targeting too broadly. There's too many age ranges going on. You want to get super specific. So I'm not very good at drawing. So I think it'll be easier if we make a book on how to draw people for kids. Let's see if it even comes up. You can see on the auto search, it comes up. So if it comes up on the auto search, people are looking for it. So how to draw people for kids, 9 to 12. We've got for beginners, but we'll just go for kids. And there we go. Now you can see all these books are for kids. Some of them are going to be for 6-year-old kids. Others are going to be for 10-year-old kids. Others are going to be for 12-year-old kids. That's even more specific. But we'll get into that later. We figured out not only a niche, but we figured out a sub-niche. But not only did we figure out a sub-niche, we figured out exactly who we're going to target. So kids. So now we have a niche. So now that we have that niche, we need to move on to step 2 on my formula, which is the niche validation. What do I mean by validation? Well, if we do decide to make a book in this niche, are we going to make money from it? That's the biggest question. And here's how to answer that question. Super simple. If you're a beginner, then I would strongly recommend you find a niche that has super low competition. So how do you figure out how low your competition is? Well, it's easy. You just look at the search results. If you look at the search results, they will give you the amount of books that are indexing and showing up for the keyword that you just typed. What do I mean by that? Well, we want to compete against maybe 100 until maybe 3,000 books. We don't want to go above 3,000. If you're a beginner, then the lower the better. So we typed in how to draw. Someone's looking for a how to draw book. Look at how many people they're competing with. 10,000 people. Now, is that above or below our range? It's above our range. So what do we do next? Well, we go one step deeper and we said how to draw people. If I search for how to draw people, look at what the results do. They go down to 2,000. So is 2,000 between our range? Yeah, it is. But guess what? We still have one more step. We still have to put for kids, because that's our target audience. We want to ignore the books that are made for adults. So if I go here and type in how to draw people for kids, look at what happens to the results. 712 results. So if you decide to just find a niche and publish in it, just a how to draw book, you're competing against 10,000 people. If you decide to make a how to draw people book, just in general, you're competing against 2,000 people. But if you follow my 3 steps that I told you before, then when you publish your how to draw people book for kids, you're only competing against 700 books. Well, I don't know about you, but I would much prefer to compete against 700 books than thousands of books. Not only is it going to be easier to rank, it's going to be much cheaper to advertise. You're more likely to get the sale. Okay, so we validated the competition. Now we need to validate something else. And that's, are we going to be able to make money from this niche? Now, how do we do that? I'm just going to delete this. First thing is search results. 100 to 3,000. Obviously, the lower the better. 700 is more than enough. Then you want to look at the money allocation. What do I mean by the money allocation? Well, you want to see which books are getting all the money in. And in order to find that, you need to see which books are making the most sales. So here we got how to draw people for kids. In order to see which books are making the sales, then the ABSR number needs to be below 100,000. What do I mean by ABSR number? I have an extension on Google Chrome that shows me the number right here. So this was 30,000, 17,000, 12,000. Now, if you guys want to go get the extension yourself, I have DS Amazon Quick View. So here's the thing. If I go on ABSR calculator, click on this, what this calculator lets me do is I can type in the ABSR number, what the book type is, and then what marketplace, and it will give me how many it sells a day. So if we go to this one, learn how to draw people, this is 30,060. So if I go 30,060, it sells 7 books a day. So that's good. This one's on 17,596. 17,596. Sells 10 books a day. Well, why do I say under 100,000? Because 100,000 is 1 book a day. You want to sell a minimum of at least 1 book a day. And in order to see if you can make money in the niche, you need to see that 3, 4, 5, 6 of the books on page 1 are making money. If a couple of the books on page 1 are making money, that means there's not just one authority figure that's getting all the money. It means if you make a book in this niche, you can compete. There's more than enough money to go around. You can just take a small piece of the pie for yourself and you start making money. So this one's under 100, this one's selling, this one's selling, this one's selling, this one's selling, this one is doing okay, this one's selling, this one's not selling, this one's selling. Figure drawing for kids, learn how to draw faces. So that's a different sub-niche. We're teaching people, these guys are teaching faces. So what I like to do is open a new tab and go how to draw faces. See if it comes up, how to draw faces for kids. It comes up, which means people are searching for it, and it has 1,000 results. So the other one has less results. But let's see if these ones are selling, because this can be a niche to publish on as well. This one's not selling, this one is selling, this one is selling, this one's selling, this one is barely selling, this one's selling. So faces might be a good niche. But let's go back to our original niche. If I find a bunch of books on page 1 that are different sub-niches, then I'll just open up a new tab, search for that and just see how that's doing, because I might be able to find an even better niche. So here's the thing, we've determined that the search results are very good and then the money allocation is also good. So if there's 5 different books and they're all making money, okay, these are the 5 books making money. If you go in and publish a book that's equally as good, or what you really want to do is publish a book that's even better than everything else on the market, then guess what's going to happen? All of this money, you can get a piece of it as well. The money's not going anywhere. The money's still in this niche. It's still circulating throughout these books. But if you can put a book that's better than these books, then a chunk of this money is going to go towards you, towards your book. That's how you make money. Now, if you publish a book in this niche and your book is below average, and it's worse than the books that are getting all the money, well, you're just not going to make any money. It's very simple. No one wants to buy things that are not good. Okay, so the search results are good. The money allocation is good. If you make a book, you can get a big chunk of the money. This is only if a bunch of books are making money. If one book is making money or only 2 books are making money, then there might be authority figures and it might be very, very hard to compete with them. Now, here's the third thing you want to do. The third thing you want to look at is the price. Why do you want to look at the price? Well, if you look at the price of the marketplace, then you can see how much you can price your book. And if you know how much you can price your book, you can know how much profit margin you're making in this niche. So if the prices are way too low, then your profit margin is also low. And if you have a low profit margin, you don't really have enough money to work with ads. And it's just going to be a longer, more painful process to get that money back and start being profitable. But if the price is high, then your profit margin is higher. You have more money to spend on ads, which means you can rank faster and just make more money faster. So if we go on the how to draw niche, let's look at the prices. This one is $5.99, $4.99. This one's $10.99, $12.99, $6.99. Can you see the kids ones are usually under $10, $7.99. See, this one is $16.99, and even though it's cut down and it's $11.90 and it's got 600 reviews, no one's really buying it. They're selling 1 copy a week, maybe. The reason no one's buying it is because everyone else is just cheaper. It's very, very hard for a book to have double the price. Even though it looks amazing, it looks very, very good, very professional, it's very hard to convince someone to give double the price of what everyone else is selling their books for. So we can see here it's going to be $10 or below. I don't like to make books that are under $11 to $12 because at $12 you're making around $5 profit. And that's what I want to do. The minimum I want to make is $5. So what I publish in this niche, maybe not for kids, but if it was for adults, let's see if the prices are higher for adults. There we go. We have 3,000 results, which is going to be much harder to compete with. And it's also going to be a much harder book to create. But this one is selling for $24.99. This one's $11.99. So there's the $12 that I talked about. He's making $5 profit. This one is $12.99. $13.99, $14.99, $10.99, $13.99. So you can see everything is above $10, $12. $12 is, you can easily sell a book for $12 in this niche. And are they all selling? This one's selling, this one's selling, selling. This one's not selling. This one's not selling, selling, not selling, selling. You can compete in this niche if you do a very, very, very good book. Don't forget that you have to do a good book. It's not just about the niche. So after looking at this, we know that the price is not very good for the kids one, but the price is good for the adults one. So now I'm stuck with the decision. Am I going to put more effort into making an adult one, but obviously get the benefit of the higher profit margins? or am I going to go for the kids book? Well, in order to make that decision, there's one more thing that we can look at. Now, I don't have a lot of space here. I'll just put it up here, and that's reviews. Now, reviews are not the most important thing, but it's still important, because if everyone has a good price and they all have thousands of reviews, your book just doesn't seem all that good compared to them. And you can see this one has 1,000 reviews, 200, 1,000, 400. This one has 82 and it's not selling all that great. 200, 2,000, 4,000. So this one is going to be a very hard niche to compete in. If you want to see if the reviews are relevant to the niche, try and find books that don't have a lot of reviews and are selling. If you find books that don't have a lot of reviews, but they're still selling a lot of books, that means you can do the same. You can compete in the niche as well. Now here I can't see any books that have low reviews and are selling well, except this one. This one has no reviews and it's selling amazingly well, but I'm guessing it's new. Maybe they're promoting it outside of Amazon. This one has 25 reviews and it's on 100,000, barely scratching the surface. This one is very good. This one has 32 reviews and it's on 30,000, 30,443, 30,443, selling 7 books a day with only 32 reviews. Now, what niche is it? Learn to draw in 5 weeks. Let's see if there's anyone else doing that. Learn to draw in 5 weeks. There's other ones with 30 days. So there we go. Learn to draw in 5 weeks, 30 days, 5 minutes. So if you really want to compete, maybe you can do a book teaching people how to draw people in 30 days or less. That way, not only did you learn from this guy, because he put 5 weeks and he's selling loads, even though he doesn't have a lot of reviews. This guy has a lot of reviews and he's got 30 days in his title and he's selling a lot. So maybe you might want to make a book, learn how to draw people in 30 days. Because if you can see here, no one has done it. No one else is doing it. No one is teaching people how to draw people in a certain amount of time or less. So if you really want to differentiate yourself in this niche, you can make a how to draw book. You can target it towards kids or adults, whatever you want. You can teach them how to draw something specific and then add a time frame on it as well, because no one else is adding a time frame. If you do it, then you automatically become a little bit different than everyone else. Now, if we go back to the kids one, let's see if there's any ones with very low amount of reviews and it's still selling. This one here has 7 reviews, 7 reviews. And look at the number, it's gonna pop up now, 77,000. So if it's on 77,000, what was it? 766, he's selling 2 books a day. He's selling 2 books a day with 7 reviews, but the price is very low, like I said before. This guy has 15 and selling 1 book a day. So you see, if you can find 2 or 3 books, there's one that I found earlier that I know for a fact, how to draw animals for kids. Look at this, if I type in how to draw animals for kids, this one here has 15 reviews. Obviously it's $3.99, so the price is super, super, super low. And he's obviously doing it to gain all the ranking, and he has, because he's on 9,000. 9,102. 9,102 is selling 14 copies a day. Obviously, he's probably not making any money, but he is gaining the rank and he's probably making a bunch of organic sales as well. This guy is on 21 reviews and he's on 21,000. Now, I'm showing you this niche because I don't care. I'm never going to publish in this niche because all the books are priced below $10. And personally, I don't like making books under $10. Now, here's the most important part of everything. I showed you exactly how to find the niche and what you're looking for. But here's the most important part. There's no point in finding the correct niche if you're not prepared to make the best book in that niche. So if I decide to publish in this how to draw people book for kids or for adults, no matter which one I pick, I'm not even gonna consider making a book until I know that I'm gonna make the best book in that niche. Because then there's no point in making the book anyway. If you're gonna make a book, you might as well be the best. Now, how do you make a book that becomes a bestseller? How do you make a book that you know people are going to buy over your competition? Well, that's for another video. I can't show you everything in one video. But if you want to see how I make my books and how I know that I'm going to compete with everyone else, leave a comment down below. And if you like these types of whiteboard videos, I'll try and make some more for you. But yeah, good luck.